Welcome back to the Lumberjack Fishing, guys. So today we're going to do something that we don't normally do. This is going to be an unboxing, but before we start, I want to make it very clear that everyone understands the brands that we're going to show today. We have two of them. We are not affiliated with them. We are not paid by them. This is not a paid promotion. Everything was paid for out of pocket by Mega Lure LLC. Thanks for letting me spend your money. What we're going to be doing is looking at a few products that later on I will show you how to get your warranty set up for them and everything. So that'll be a different video. This will be a three-parter. Today is just the unboxing and first impressions. Then we'll do the warranty system, like how all that works, because it's different for both items. And then what we'll do is a review video. That'll be a couple of weeks down the line. And then probably a fourth video that comes out will be like a 2 or 3 month review. So the things that we're looking at today, though, are first off, we special ordered them. What we're looking at today is things, because I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and I haven't really seen anybody actually unbox these things or review them. One of them I'm completely flabbergasted was never reviewed. The other one is actually from a new and upcoming company. Well, they're new in my world, they're new. But they have been around for a little bit. They're backed by Bill Dance. Anybody who knows anything about fishing knows who Bill Dance is. So we're going to look at that first. Okay, now this box is from Amazon. It is open. I got some foot care stuff. We'll do another video later down the line about the foot care because fisherman's feet is a thing, guys. We really need to pay attention to that. So that's your PSA for today. Till then, we're going to have some coffee. Sit back and let's take a look. Spicy coffee. Irish coffee. Okay, so again, in the box we have a little gift. Well, not gift, well, gift to me, I guess, from me. This is a KastKing reel, guys. So what we're looking at is, I don't even remember. What is this? The KastKing Royal Megatron 200. I don't know if you can see that right there. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't really have any other information on the box. So let's get inside. Open her up here. So here's the reel. It's bagged. There seems to be some paperwork down there. You have KastKing's email, the .com for the warranty, and the KastKing.com inner circle. Sounds kind of cultish, but we're not going to go over that far today. So let's get into it. So first off, you have the reel. You have your inspection card. Looks like it was inspected 11/28/2024, so it's been sitting on a shelf for a while. They tested it with 20-pound braid, and it looks like it's got 4 more. If you want to run through it again, get it cleaned or any of that, any of your service tags, you have service cards for that. Those are good. Those look like stickers. I say that. Yeah, they're stickers. So you can put them in the box if you wanted to store it in the box. You have a way to keep track of your service data. Got a new sticker for the truck. Woohoo! Woohoo! Okay, and then we have some paperwork here. Nothing else in there. That's what we have here. So we have the Megatron 200 series. Oh, parts list, which is nice to have on hand. You don't really get this with a lot of the reels that we use. Like Penn doesn't give you one of these. Now let me get into that. So this is the parts section of the reel. So if you were to be out and break something, you needed a part, you can call them, tell them what part number you need for what reel, and they can send it to you. Now with Penn, you have to take it to a certified Penn repair specialist or certified Penn dealer to get it fixed, which is the only downside I've ever had with Penn. I know we use a lot of Penn stuff, but we're trying to branch it out because Penn reels are expensive. And this was under $100 bucks. It's under $100 bucks. I think what we pay, 75 bucks for this reel, brand new in the box with all this. We're all about, least expensive cost to go out and enjoy fishing. We had talked once before about rods and cost of rods. I'll get into that again here in a minute, but reels, you know, I did mention before we only use pin reels for reliability. I've done a lot of research on this. This is going to be a good reel as far as I can tell. And then we have our, oh, these are our cleaning instructions and basic maintenance guide. So I can get this to open up without tearing it. Oh, and there we go, I tore it. Yeah. So then you have your, again, basic maintenance guide. So that's nice to have if for those who are new to using a bait caster and taking care of a bait caster, they got you covered there. So let's put this stuff back in the box. Let's get this out of the bag. So what we're looking at here. That's nice. Okay, so we've got cork knobs. We got the plastic on them. I'll probably cut that off later in a later date and time. But I try to run the plastic until it just starts falling off. So super smooth feeling. Okay. Drag. Star drag as always. Tension knob. I mean, if you've run a bait caster, this is all basic setup for you. Big brakes. Big skinny spool inside. So I like that. If you can zoom in on that. So there's serrations in the spool, if you see them. You see them coming around? Mm-hmm. That's great to have to tie into. And these ones, they are machined. And honestly, they look like they've been beveled out. So tying into that, you wouldn't have to worry about the risk of cutting your line. So that's nice. Track seems nice. Got a good moving eye. The eye right here. It's got a good move to the eye. I like the way that it's oval shaped. And it looks like it cones forward from back here. I don't know if you can get into that. Let me get this back into the center. See how it's wider back here compared to front up here? So that's a nice deal to have. That helps keep you from backlashing, and you know, it gives you a good draw coming off the spool. Super smooth. Yeah, I don't even hear it rotating. Super smooth. So now we have disc brakes. I like disc brakes. These are magnetic disc brakes. I did review that to make sure. You know, you don't really know the brakes, and you can't say much about the brakes until you're on the water. And it's a double click per spot from 0. So you go 0. So right now we're on 2. Tension, tension, 3. So it's a 2 click over to the next one. So that means you have more than just, you know, your 9 max brake settings. You actually have probably 18 to 20, which is good. Very good, actually. Let's see what we got here. So it is a 6, 4, and 1, 150 yards for 15 pound. That's standard for any 200. So when you get into braid, so braid on this thing, if 15 pound, 150 yards. So braid should be 50 to 60 pounds, should get you about 110, 115 yards. That's a lot of line for a braid guy. So this is probably measured out with a monofilament. I know Bill Dance is big on monofilament. I, on the other hand, am not. So we use braid because we fish for a lot of toothy fish and we need that extra strength. So, but that's the reel, guys. KastKing Megatron. It's got a nice, ooh, I don't know if you can see that, but when I turn it, it's got a little speckle of silver in the paint job. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Feels like carbon fiber and some kind of alloy. So. Oh, nice. You actually have to pry it. Okay, so this is your open close for your brake settings so that you can clean and maintain the brakes. This one, instead of pushing it and the plate falls off, you'll actually have to pry it. Yeah, you'll have to tool pry it because it's not coming off with my fingernails. So, but that's cool. That's cool. It's nice to know that this isn't going to fall off while I'm cupping, and just it becomes a mess because your spool can come out from that side. So, yeah, that's a good looking reel. All right, so let's move on to the next thing we got. Now I have Searched YouTube far and wide for this. Nobody has it. Nobody says anything about it. Nobody even brings it up. What I'm going to show you is an Ugly Stick new model GX2. Okay, now this is the KastKing version, and it is the 6'6" heavy. It didn't come in a box. It came in a bag. It's a clear bag. You can see right through it. I'll grab it here in a second. Now, this was a $60 rod. And now, remember what I had said before we would come back to the whole rod scenario. So a cheap rod doesn't mean it's a cheap rod. A cheap rod can be a great rod if you get the right rod. We have used Ugly Sticks for a lot of stuff. On our channel, you can see us really slam some massive fish with some Ugly Sticks, actually. So we've got some really good catfish on our Ugly Stick catfish rod. We have an old model GX2 medium 6-footer that we were slaying 20+ pound catfish with. So, and I've used it for snakehead and everything. It is a good rod. Now, what we see the most of with Ugly Stick GX2s is the spinning rods. A lot of saltwater guys out there. I understand that GX2s are very inexpensive, very durable, very tough. We've proven that here at Lumberjack Fishing, going catfishing with them. If it can handle a catfish, it can handle just about anything. So, let's get into this rod here. Okay, so this is still in the bag. I did have to cut my address out because y'all don't need to know where I live. But yeah, so this is still in the bag. We got this from the same place we got the reel. Again, we'll go into the warranty on this the same day we do the warranty for the reel. That way you guys can see exactly how it's done. So let's get this out of the plastic. In true Ugly Stick fashion, this is not a pretty reel at all. Or rod, I'm sorry. This is not a pretty rod. They've got their standard packaging on it. So, but this is a very beefy, robust rod. As you can see here, that's my finger to the backbone. Okay. It does have a hook keeper. It is triggered. Make sure I don't hit the ceiling. It is triggered. Got a good size reel seat on it. Looks pretty comfortable. It is a plastic nut, but I mean, it's Ugly Stick. They don't try to do anything super fancy. That's a graphite seat. That nut locked. I want to put it all the way down. It is double, good gripping, both rear, front, and rear. Oh, that's over rubberized. So the handle is a felt with a crossweave rubber. And then you've got your standard Ugly Stick coin on the bottom. I don't really have room to, I don't think I do. Ugly Stick.
Nice.
Okay, and then the packaging. Ugly Stick is famous for this. It's just the 2 pieces of cardboard, nothing fancy. Yeah. It's elastic. Watch me cut my thumb off. Yeah. So it doesn't really say anything about the rod on here, but there is a tag here for the warranty, and then you can do it on the website. Again, we'll go through that when we get to that point. Now it is 6'6", and you can see the tip here is rather massive. I'll bring that closer to you. You see that there? That is a massive tip. A large diameter eyelet at the front, which normally, I mean, I would complain about, but when we use this, what we plan to use it for, I will be running a steel leader with a couple of big swivels, so it's nice to be able to get the swivels in and out so you can get a better, more direct cast. And then as you can see, it is double foot eyelets all the way down. All of these have the stainless steel insert. It looks like they're over wrapped before they enameled. And this, I mean, this is a tank of a rod. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a tank of a rod. So again, this is okay, here, we'll read it right off to you. This is the 6'6" heavy moderate. So I mean, it won't give that floppy like a fast will. 20 to 50 pound line, which is good for us. That's what we use. I like the braiding that it's got down here. The little cross stitch design, that's tight. I like that. I like the silver buckings on here. That's cute. So we've got one here underneath the plastic, and then we've got one down here at the coin. Feels good in the hands. And for as beefy as it is, like it's actually pretty light. This is super light. So all in all, we've got, minus the tax and shipping, we got about 140 bucks right here. So for a throw together combo that you can use in both the salt and freshwater, that is going to be a monster price point advantage for a lot of people. So let's see how it feels holding the reel. Now this reel is a low pro, so really nicely. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's deep. It's way deeper than what I'm used to. We're getting used to that. Feels good though. Feels really good. So this is our combo put together here for our price point advantage unboxing, which is what we're calling this today. So we have the KastKing Megatron 200. Now this is a fresh or saltwater reel. You can use it in either or. It'll work just fine, just like any other reel. As long as you clean it, rinse it off when you're done, you're not going to have any problems. This thing's going to see a lot of swamps and brackish water. The rod itself, again, the Ugly Stick, 6'6" heavy. So this is the rod I was telling you about. I don't see anybody say anything about this rod ever. The carbon rods, yes. A heavy version, no, because everybody wants that super sensitive. You know, I don't fish like that. I fish a lot of super heavy, dense cover. And I like something with a little more spine to it than others when I get stuck in a tree, because it does happen. You yank it out of the tree. We had that happen not that long ago. Babyface made fun of me for a good 20 minutes. So this is going to be, I think this is actually going to rock, to be honest. Now we are going to do some testing with this. We're going to get it out in the field and run it a few. So that'll probably be, you'll see images of that in the third video we post about this setup. But we are going to use I have some leftover 65-pound test Power Pro catfishing line. We're going to use that first in here, because if it can cast that, it can cast anything, and then we'll switch over to Beyond Braid like we normally do, and we'll run that through here. But I want to use the hardest line to use first to see how this is going to run. Honestly, I don't think it's going to have any problem. It's got that satin finish rail right there, so I mean, I don't think I'm going to have any problem with that at all, with that heavy line. So, and the rod, look, this setup, if I wanted to, I could probably catfish with this setup without a problem. So, because it doesn't give me a rating for weight size, but I mean, this thing is built like a boat rod. It just doesn't have the gimbal on the end. So this is going to be a tank. We're going to treat it like one. I am not going to be nice to this. You guys have seen me beat the crap out of all my other Ugly Stick stuff. I ain't going to treat this one any different, because Ugly Stick is supposed to take it. Ugly, tough is what we're going with. Now the reel, on the other hand, I'm probably going to treat it the way I used to treat those Daewoo reels that we went through like butter. But I'm actually going to keep up the upkeep on this one, because I want to see how it's going to do in the salt. That is the biggest, I think, advantage that I could find to getting this particular reel. Not just for throwing big baits and things like that, but for the fact that it is a saltwater rating. It does have a bunch of double shielded bearings inside, stainless steel, corrosion resistant bearings inside. So I have a whole lot of faith in this. Like the, the Penn Fathom 2 Low Pro, we got to play with a little bit. That was a great reel, but this has a couple more shielded bearings in it than the Penn does. So we're gonna give this a good shout out and a run and see how it goes. Other than that, guys, I don't really have anything else. I just wanted to unbox this so you can see what it is you're getting into for 140 bucks. I think this is going to be a banger of a combo. I really do. I see a lot of big fish coming my way on this setup alone. So, as usual, if you like the content we're putting out, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Helps us with the algorithm. And if you like to read, guys, check out this book available on Amazon by R.A. Michaels, local author to the state that I live in. She does sci-fi, she does horror, she does dramas, and she does mystery. A lot of good stuff from her. I would definitely check her out, guys. So other than that, I don't really have anything else. Again, thanks Megalure for letting me spend your money on this. I appreciate you. Other than that, guys, where there's flannel, there's fish. Till next time, tight lines.
Tight lines.
That feels fucking...
Oh, yeah. I like it. It was shiny. So the only thing I'm going to play the video, I wanted to play it on this, but I don't know how to spin it to